All right, family. Black Power. You live with the general. You already know what time it is. We got some fire for you tonight. We're gonna be talking about why some Black Americans are sympathizers for Islamic countries. We got to talk about that. You see, this is when you find many of our people ignorant of the history of a lot of these countries being imperialist countries themselves, right along with the United States, Britain, France, and and so on and so forth, and actually imperialists before the Europeans. Shit. You see, up to 1,000 years before the European. But they're sympathizers, and we want to look into the reason why. You see, ignorant of the knowledge itself. Here we go again. But before we get started, family, I want you to get over there. We got a powerful one going down tonight. I'm putting it down tonight. Who are the children of the sun? And man, I got a hell of a visual line up for this. And so you most definitely want to be in the house for it. Don't miss it. Uh yeah, because what has happened, through the Nation of Islam, through the Moor Science Temple, through the five percenters, nation of gods and earths, saying that Islam is the original religion of the black man and woman, which is absolutely not true and can be proven beyond any reason of doubt. You see, and but a lot of people got they got this sympathy, they got this un connection to these countries, and they don't even know the history of these countries. You see, and don't even and when you even look to these groups, the Nation of Islam, when you especially the Nation of Islam, they always coming up for with an excuse on what these Arabs is doing in Africa anyway. They don't never speak up to what's going on in Africa. They always find an excuse for these Arab countries. They don't never speak out. No, they don't. You see, Farrakhan spent in the last part of his damn life talking about Jesus. You see, he became a damn preacher for the most part. But you don't hear him talking about the jihad that's going on in Africa. I ain't never heard him speak on it. If he did, he didn't spend too much time doing it. You see? And so, this is crazy how people, and I'm listening to videos and and people will say, oh, they don't, talking about people in the military don't want to go to war with Iran. What the fuck you go into the military for? Talking about got in the military to have a career and a motherfucker, the military is for war, nigga. At any point in time, if they call your ass, you going to war. So y'all niggas want to be toy soldiers. I understand you want to go in and hoping that in your your tour that you don't have to go to war, but that's what it is. You could be called at any fucking time being in the military. So, oh, I don't want to go. Well, then what the fuck you sign up for the military for? Y'all is backwards. Don't go in the fucking military because you could be called to war at any given time. I'm going to war. I'm going into the military to be a toy soldier. Yeah, man, y'all crazy. And then get mad when you get called, you know, to go overseas. See, that don't make no damn sense. And so you got them crazy niggas that join the military just to, put a suit on. Well, nigga, go join the Boy Scouts and shit then, nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you don't want to go be a police. If I ain't, I ain't, go be if you don't want to go up, see, go, and don't want to, and then go being a police is going to war. Shit, nigga, they could call your ass. It could be a shootout. Niggas breaking into houses. You got to go in there and risk your life. Anytime you put on a uniform, nigga, you could be called into a war zone. You see, so and so just know that. Just know that. And so, yeah, a lot of these peoples is simp, and you don't hear. And the crazy thing about it, all these Muslims and all these, these nigger Muslims that you got in the United States, and it's crazy that you do not hear nothing about what's going on in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Where is jihad across damn near the whole continent? You see? So, that's a sympathizer. You understand? Especially if you don't speak up. Yeah, you so busy with your forehead on the rug. Your forehead is on the rug. You can't even speak to the atrocities because you trying to paint you trying to paint this picture of this all righteous Islam, and that Islam don't have no blemishes, and still you trying to be an Islamic evangelist, and you trying to bring new converts into Islam, and so you keep this pristine Islam, but you don't talk about all the atrocities of Islam, and you keep that hush hush. Well, then but see, that's what's wrong with what's going on in Africa right now, because you got a lot of sympathizers. You got a lot of moderate Muslims who may not be jihadists, but the jihadists trying to knock their ass off. But because they so moderate, they can't even get together to run these motherfuckers out of there before they end up killing their ass. You see what I'm saying? So that show you what moderate Islam is good for nothing. Where you sit on your lazy boy or you praying all the time, and you can't speak to the atrocities of your religion, because they don't have no connection to Africa, no way. Majority of them don't have no connection to Africa, no way. They got a connection to Mecca. They got a connection to Mecca. They want to please they Arab slave masters. That's what they want. Long as they please in Saudi Arabia, Iran, another Shia, Pakistan. That's another one that they look to when India, Ahmadiyya and all these, they look over there. They look to the east. They don't look to Africa. They look to the east, India, Pakistan, Iran, Saudi Arabia. That's where they look. Even Egypt, and when Muammar Gaddafi was Libya, a pan Arabist. They got pan Arabism. They tell us we can't have pan Africanism and Europe Arabism, and they got a pan Asian Orientalism, and they got a pan Europeanism. They call that shit NATO and the European Union. But people don't want us to have no pan Africanism, you see. But yeah, it's a shame that today that you got all these sympathizers in the same sympathizers in a certain way, spend their money with the Arab every day. Some of them ain't even goddamn Muslims. A lot of them just Chaldeans, but they the same thing. It don't make no damn difference. But they'll sell your ass pork, liquor, and everything else. They don't do that shit at home and where they come from. You see, they don't do that. They come over here and give you all the shit that they know they'll get their hands cut off for selling over there. But they come over here and see they don't follow the Quran because they look at niggas as like outcasts. You outside of the you outside of Islam. So they could do with you just like the Jews. You see how they do people over in Israel. They show how the guy over there pushed the woman down, the nun. He just went right up to her and just pushed her ass down. And if other men didn't try to step up for a day, he was about to just mollywop her ass. She was a nun. So they see you outside of their religion. You see, but people still support their ass. You see, I wouldn't buy a damn incense from their ass. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, family, this is General Seti. I appreciate y'all. Uh, make sure y'all get over there. And if you's a sympathizer, quit simping. You see, come back on home and bring your dollars with you. This is General Sarasu Seti saying, hey, get over to Patreon. We got it for you over there. Who are the children of the sun? You know who it is, but you got to reconnect. You didn't disconnect it, and I want to reconnect you. Get over there, click the link at the top of the chat, and I'll be right back, family. Black Power.